Good evening, everybody, and welcome to MRC on a Wednesday night. This is part of our off-season special for the festive time of year of December. This is the MRC Winter Series. We've had 2 rounds so far out of 4. This is round 3 of 4, and there's no better place for it than the home of Formula One itself at the British Grand Prix. It's at Silverstone in Buckinghamshire, Northamptonshire. I'm your lead comms tonight, BitW365, also known by my actual name, Carl Edens, and alongside me for the first time ever in my duties of doing commentary, my co-com tonight is Tier 4's Maverick Mustang, also known as Mark Britton, also known as Brit. Good evening.
Good evening, also known as the pensioner, because I'm an old bugger.
Fair on that one.
I think I must be the oldest bloke in the league.
Possibly. The only way we'll know that is if we all posted our ages in the Discord and then had a competition to see who was the oldest. But by the sounds of it, from what you were telling me before we went live, you probably are.
Well,
one of our
before 1960 beats me, all right?
Fair enough. So we're going to be following the team captain of Green, Kingsley's Greens. The team captain, it's only KG, as he comes round to club, and we're going on board at the same time of this brilliant track as we head down the Lewis Hamilton Straight, heading towards Abbey, and then as soon as you're through Abbey, there is the farm curve which heads round to Village, which then as soon as you're through there, we've got the loop, and then we're on to Aintree, where we have the DRS, first DRS of the track down the Wellington Straight, before we're braking for Brooklands, and then through Luffield. Wide line, take it in, and wide on the exit, use as much track. Then through Woodcote onto the old start-finish straight, heading towards one of the world's famous corners in Formula One, Cops Corner. And then we're through to the Maggots and Beckett's and Chapel corners, which the Americans decided to copy for Texas. And then we've got the second DRS zone, which is the Hangar Straight, which heads all the way down to Stowe Corner, where Michael Schumacher famously went off and broke his leg in 1999. And then through Vale, and then into Club for the last time. Bit of a rear end stepping out under braking, but KG comes to set a time, and it's a 26.353 to get this qualifying session underway. So that's a good start for KG in this one, as Scottish Maverick 29.1, and then Macca as well, 3 greens on the board at the start of qualifying. And judging by some of the races that are on track today, especially for the Reds, we've got some quite heavy hitters on the red side of the of things, because we've got Bobo returning from Monday. We've got Chris Bailey on track as well. He's in the red, so quite a few heavy hitters for Reds. But I have noticed that the Greens have a few equalisers to back it up, and that's the likes of Saviour. He's on the green side, as well as Macca, who's generally quick. But yeah, time will tell in this 18 minutes of qualifying. As we've
come through.
Yeah, we'll find Armar, who just goes into P4. 26-0 puts the 2 captains 1 and 2 at the moment. So we'll drop down to see people on laps. As Mark's just gone P5 on a 27.4. So at the moment it's red, green, green, red, red for the top 5. Chris Bailey with a nice steady banker, 28.0 on the medium tyres, usual trademark of Bailey there. Let's drop down and let's have a look at Andrew Maund. Andrew Maunts as he heads down the hanger straight towards Stowe on the red side again. Was part of the red team on Monday, which completely flipped the coin in the battle between red versus green, which we'll go into in between after qualifying and races. Andrew goes P8 with a 27.9.
Smith in the Reds has just gone into 12 on a 128.2.
Yep, and we've got Mudev in the Reds, another heavy hitter for Armar's side of things. So let's see as he comes through Vale towards Club at the end of the lap. Where is he going to put his red car? P2, it's a red front row as Mudev does a 26.235. So it's quite evenly split at the moment, especially in that top half of the order. Well, as some of them haven't set times yet. But it's an all red front row with Armar and Mudev, and then a second row lockout with KG and Maka, as we have.
Both just come out on out laps as well.
Yeah, and I noticed Mark's. I think Mark's done 2 runs, I believe, because he too has copied Chris Bailey and gone out on a set of mediums. So that only tells me one thing: that they are sharing a party. So it's obviously that they are. And it makes sense, really. They're both in red. They're both on medium tyres for the start of qualifying. So yeah, they're going to be working together for their side of the team. And I can definitely vouch, because I'm in that party on a Mondays whenever it's the official league season, that they do communicate very well with each other. So that could be useful for the Reds. So we've got Josh Boy, yeah, just come into the end. Ooh, Saviour's just left the garage, so that's going to be one to watch later on. As we'll
King's out as well, and Van's racing.
Yep. GTS also quite a heavy hitter to have on the green side, very quick driver, especially in qualifying. But we're going to follow Josh Boy's lap through the first section of corners, Abbey, Farm and Village, as he's about to come out of Aintree onto the Wellington Straight. Another red completely staying out of the way. That is good communication by both those red cars. And it's nice and tidy through the first sector for Josh Boy. It's just 2 sectors to go. How committed does he feel through Cops? Very committed. Just Maggots, Beckett's and Chapel before the Hanger Straight. He's got plenty of clean air in front of him, so he's going to have no hindrance at all. But once we've finished Josh Boy's lap, we will go and have a look at the likes of Saviour and KG and Vans, because they're on flying laps as it is. And through Club now to finish his lap. Josh Boy will go P7 on a 27.4, so that top half is very... Oh, as Vans just follows it up, going P7, dethroning him. So, but it's still quite heavily red in that top 10. As we'll jump to Saviour, who's currently at the old start-finish straight, heading towards Copse Corner. Nowhere near track limits. He's completely in track the whole time. Got a yellow flag. That'll be someone getting out of a car on a quicker lap. Bit of a distant tow for Saviour going down Hanger Straight, as GTS has just gone P5 on the timing page, so Green's starting to get back in that top half of the grid. Saviour just got Club to go as he goes P3, so it's still the all-red front row with Armar and Mudev. And speaking of Armar, he's currently on a flying lap going towards Copse. Looks really planted. A lot of these cars looking planted through these high-speed corners around Silverstone. DRS Open heading down towards Stowe. Let's see if Armar can extend his grip on provisional pole. Using as much track as he dares into Club. And he does. He improves to a 26.072. A minor improvement, but definitely puts his name at the forefront. Oh, I just caught Airways bouncing over the curbs at Club. Does improve by 0.3. But Airways in ninth at the moment. It's quite evened out now between red and green, especially up and down the grid. But it's still
three greens all out together. Lope, Smith and Scottish Mav.
Yeah, Scottish Maverick, the bottom of the timing pages who set a lap. We're still yet to get our Tier 1 champion to come out. He's still sat in the pits. Biding his time, or is he going to be having a bit of fun going from the back? That's the question. Is Scottish Maverick now on his current attempt? He's got a bit of Roscoe on the car, which is quite fitting because we are racing round Silverstone. And as we know, one of the helmets on this game with the Icon Edition with Lewis Hamilton, you have his British Grand Prix helmet with Roscoe plastered all over it. So quite fitting that we have at least one car with Roscoe on it. Just under 4 minutes left, so I've got 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. Oh, as I believe that's an invalidation for Scottish Maverick, so this lap will not count. Oh, we just caught Mark having a bit of a moment towards the end of Sector 2. He's not improving, so he's probably doing he's going in. Right, Lope, currently P12. Currently on a 27.122. A lot of those in the bottom half in the 127s, and then majority of the top 10, well, all the top 10 in the 26s. That's how close it is from first all the way down to 11th, separated by about 9 tenths. So I'm sure Lorpy will want to get a piece of that pie to get amongst those in the 26s.
And 12 to 18th, there's only just over half a second between those.
Yeah, so it's very tight up and down the... up and down the timing page, which is no surprise, or as Lorpy's decided to bail on his lap. But we will have a bit of Bailey action as he's on a set of soft tyres, currently down in P11. Nice and tidy from the Leeds United fan.
Second to 8th, so they've all come out on out laps.
Yeah,
this is going to be interesting.
Yeah, this is the make
Mad
or
rush.
break. Yeah, this is the yeah, the everyone's clocked out on the way home. It's the mad minute, hour, whatever you want to call it, the mad rush, madhouse at the end of the qualifying session. So the track is going to be very, very busy at this time as we're going to follow Chris towards the line. Can he improve on his 26.9? He sure can. 26.412, half a second improvement puts him up to P5. So we're going to be having times coming in thick and fast as Josh Boy improves to P11. He's into the 26s now, 26.896. Yeah, this is the make or break time now. Everybody on their final runs, including Bobo, who's finally decided to come out and do a one-lap shootout at the end of the session. His positioning on the minimap looks rather decent, or should I say about spot on, but the way everyone in this league gets out of the way of people in qualifying is good to see. But checkered flag is out. We're going to keep with Maka, who we've been following round on this current lap. He'll be looking to get back into that top 5. Mudev stays P2. KG stays P4. We're staying with Maka though as we head down towards Stowe. Nice and smooth by Maka as he comes through to club to finish the lap. Where's Maka going to put his car at the end of this session? He stays P6. I believe that was Airways just moving up to P9. Saviour goes second, splitting the reds at the front, but it's still Armar currently on that provisional pole slot, but I don't think there's going to be anyone to beat that. Lorpy stays 13th. We've got Mark, who's yet to take the checkered flag, as Armar 25.8 at the end of the session.
And Bobo went into 11th on the 126.6.
Yeah, so Bobo with his one lap went 11th, but Armar with a 25.801 is your pole sitter for the Winter Series Round 3 at Silverstone. We'll run through the entirety of the 20 driver grid for this one, and then we'll run through just how each team is squaring up going into this third round in this off-season event. And then I'll bore you all with some Silverstone stuff.
I cannot believe the top 15 are all, well, excluding Armor Red.
It is
25, but everyone else is all in the 126s.
Yeah, it's been a super tight qualifying throughout. which it's going to make things very interesting because everyone pace-wise, especially on one lap, are on par with one another. But it is Armar that takes pole position by 3/10 exactly to Saviour. And then it'll be Mudev, KG, Chris, Maka, Nels, Lewangd, Airways, GTS rounds off the top half of the top 10. And then the bottom half of the bottom 10, Bobo, Popito, Josh Boy, Mark, Vans, Lorpy, Andrew, Van Dern, I'll call him Van, Smith, and Scottish Maverick, and we've got Vans Racing. So we've got 2 Vans on track. I'll make sure I use Vans Racing, his full one. Yeah, Mark in the YouTube chat making a valid good point. It's pretty much red, green, red, green, red, green, almost. It's very even in qualifying, unlike we've seen on the last few events. But after the 2 rounds of 4 so far, so we are at the just gone over the halfway point, which was round 2. This is round 3 of the Winter Series. It is currently score-wise in favour of Team Red, 156 to 124. So Armar's Reds currently leading after the 2 rounds. They had a big turnaround after Hungary on Monday, because it was Kingsley's Greens who came away with the points advantage after the first round at Austria. But then Armar's team completely flipped it on its head with a very strong showing in Hungary, especially with locking out the top 5 in Hungary, which definitely flipped things round in Armar's favour for the Reds. So they have a nice buffer going into this one.
Turn off. Sorry.
No worries.
Stupid thing.
Technology, they always do things that you don't want.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're currently in between qualifying and race. I have noticed in the YouTube chat that it's going to be completely dry, so boo-hoo, boring, no fun. Because sadly for me, I'm one of these lunatics that would rather have a wet race over a dry any day. And to me, it's not a proper British Grand Prix without a sprinkling of rain. So the fact that it's going to be completely dry for the entirety of this race, yeah, that's not very British.
Not a dry race, no.
No.
I can't remember what year it was, but when we had a mixture of dry and wet and that lot, Prost was racing at the time, and I believe that some of them did 5-6 pit stops.
Well, whenever
changing from tyre, typical British weather in the summertime.
Yeah, well, there is a few times where when Formula One's come to Silverstone and it's either been a completely dry race, but when it has rained, it's either been the best thing about when the race is at Silverstone, because of your typical British weather, it can't seem to make its mind up. It really tests what drivers want to do, because obviously going from dry to wet, timing of the making sure your timing's right going from dry to wets, and obviously if it dries up again, making sure that you time it right back to dries. 26 laps is what we'll be doing as we're heading on to the formation laps, which will be led by Armar. So we'll have a quick look and see what tyre strategy is. 99% says mediums, but Vans has said, I'm going to go different, I'm going soft. So Vans going very punchy for the start of this one, whereas everybody else has had the same idea, and it's mediums as far as the eye can see, apart from Vans on the soft. And
some places up.
Yeah, he's gonna take full advantage of that softer rubber. But yeah, with it being quite even throughout the grid, we could be in for a very, very interesting race for this winter series. But as I was saying before formation lap started, it is Armar's Reds with the advantage going into this one. So Kingsley's Greens will be wanting to claw back whatever they lost on Monday to make things very, very interesting going into the fourth and final race of the winter series.
Well, on the first race, Kingsley's Greens came away with 89, Armor Reds had 51. In the second race at Hungary, there was a 38-point deficit between the two. The Greens only got 35 points. The Reds took 105.
Yeah, it was a massive swing in the favour of Armar's Reds after Hungary. Bit of a shambolic display by the Greens, and I will say that myself because I was part of that. Mind you, I did pick up a point for Kingsley's Greens after the chaotic opening lap, but we are waiting for the 5 red lights. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and it's out. That was a little... Yeah. Speaking of that, the lights on Monday at Hungary, as soon as the 5 red lights came on, they went out within seconds. We've already got a yellow flag. We have a red at the back. That is Nels has had a moment at Farm Curve, but it is Armar leading. It's the two team captains out front, with KG challenging Armar heading towards Brooklands. And then we've got Saviour and...
has dropped to last.
Oh, he's not had a back side, but Saviour P3, here's an interesting one. Saviour P3, Chris P4. They're still at it again, even today. Always up for a scrap, these two. Ooh, side by side between Armar and KG through Cots, I believe. Armor went slightly over, so I don't know if that was side by side through there, but he does drop back. So it is KG leading, Armor, then Saviour, then Chris, then El Wanged, Mudev 6th, Airway 7th, Bobo up to 8th, GTS 10th, 9th with Lorpy there as well, and Popito, Josh Boy 12th, Van 13th, Mark 14th. As Van has just made a move for P12. GTS already in the pits as KG sets the fastest lap of the race, which is no surprise. It was the first one. Maka in as well. So we've got 3 greens already in the pits after the first lap and 2 reds. So we've got GTS, Maka, Vans, Nels and Smith all in at the end of lap 1. So possible damage there as we have a few moves in the mid-pack. Marks up to P11, Popito down to 14th, as that is quite a heavily filled sandwich between Vance and Popito, with all that red filling, with Mark, Josh Boy and Andrew. But we'll jump to the front where the top 4 have pulled away from Lowanged. So it's KG, Armar, Saviour and Chris, all keeping each other in tow. So it's green, red, the top 4. as we see that is Mudev making a move up to P5, so another advance for a red. Now it's going to be Airways.
He's on one, yeah.
Yep, and Bobo as well. No surprise Bobo's up there, the reigning and defending, well, the current reigning Tier 1 champion. All's in the back shot. We've had a, Vans. Yeah, Vans taking the F1 movie route, as if you've ever seen the film, both the film cars ended up going off at club, colliding each other together and going out of the race. Luckily it was just Van that went off, but that's not very good for KG's team, who's the team captains really putting on a show for the teams, for their representative teams, because KG and Armor 1 and 2 as it stands at the moment. Now, looking at it, Mudev looks to be quite quick right now, but if I was Mudev, I would not attack Chris, because obviously they're both on the same team, and this is the one thing that drivers are going to have to think. If obviously with a red you want to, as we have a move, I think for the fronters, Armor trying to go around the outside of Stowe, but KG kept it pinned to the inside, so Armor could not make the move. So great defence from KG as we head on to lap 4. So KG still leads with Armor and Saviour, Chris and Mudev in tow. But as I was saying, if you're a red car and for example with Chris and Mudev, I think that's Saviour having a look at Armor. It was, so Saviour, if he gets past Armor, could do a team game for KG and be a barrier for the rest of the reds behind. So for KG, he really needs Saviour to get second. But if Saviour's quicker than KG, I believe KG won't fight him, let him go, and then try and let Saviour break away, for example. So there are going to be team mind games up and down the grid, whether you're in a red or a green, as I believe that was just over track limits for Saviour, but you can get away with it if you lift off enough. We'll have a look at the train behind Wanged, which goes from P8 all the way down to 13th. But I'm seeing the Delta dropping as, Armor and KG going side by side through Stowe again. Armor on the outside, which now will be the inside heading into club, so that is the lead for Armor. As we're heading on to lap 5 of 26. That's a bit wide for KG. Opens the door for Saviour, and KG will let him go. So Saviour, Chris 3 seconds, and I believe that was at the first corner of Abbey. So that's unfortunate. Chris is the first one of the evening to get 3 seconds. But I'm sure Chris won't let that bother him, as he's already on the back of KG. Looks to the outside. Lock up for KG, keeping it pinned on the inside, making Chris go the long way round, and keeps the 3rd place. So KG at the moment being a bit of a defensive barrier for Saviour. As Bobo, I believe Chris has let Bobo through. So Mudev, the likes of Chris has let Mudev through as well. So Chris obviously letting a couple quicker drivers through. So he's played a very good team game for the Reds, because he's let the likes of Bobo and Mudev through. And if anything, I know Bobo's going to be after Monday, a very strong driver to have for the Reds up in that top section. He did start 11th and he's already up to P4. Yes, the Reds wouldn't have been attacking him apart from the greens, but it is a very good opening 6 laps for Bobo. Now into P4, as Lorpy and Wang does swap places, and Mark's looking to get involved as well, but backs out before Abby. So Mark sensibly backing out and playing the sensible game. But it's looking...
He's got a red pack the same as the front runners as well. They're all in a line.
Yeah, there's it's very much red the further up the order you go, because as we noticed, a lot of the greens ended up pitting on lap 1 for damage reasons, as Mark having a look round the outside of Luffield on Wanged, but not quite able to make anything of it, but he is making him think. As we go to the front, as KG is putting on a defensive class, keeping Bobo behind, which has allowed Saviour to break away, but he's going to be under massive pressure from Bobo, who's just flown past with DRS down towards Stowe. That's Bobo now up to third, and Armar's managed to break 1 second from Saviour, so Saviour dropping back just a little bit from Armar at this point, and now will be probably under a little bit of pressure from Bobo, as Bobo is closing the gap to Saviour, and now KG will have to put on the brakes for Mudev and try and keep that red one behind. So KG having to defend from all these reds towards the front. Yeah, Smith has picked up 3.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, him and Nels at the back for the Reds, but a lot of the big points, which is in that top half, is being filled currently by red cars. Not a lot of green in that top part of the list. So at the moment, I believe it's still looking like a strong outcome for the Reds. It's still early stages. But Saviour has dropped 2 seconds from Armar. Is now going to come under pressure from Bobo. So Armar in complete control out front for his team. So captain leading by example on track and as captain as well. As Bobo down the inside at Stowe. Saviour trying to hang around the outside, which will then become the inside, so Saviour's not giving this one up just yet. Lock up for Saviour's to enter club. Bit of contact, but all's fair and tidy. And that is Saviour holding on to P2. But that's allowed Armar to stretch away, so Bobo attacking Saviour is helping Armar massively, because it's allowing Armar to pull away. And at the moment, apart from Armar, it's 2 greens against 4 reds in that top, I believe 7. Yeah, you got Bobo, Mudev, Chris and Airways in a 4-on-2 handicap situation between KG and Saviour. Yeah, Armar now 3.6 out front, while Saviour's having to defend from Bobo. Let's go down to the...
9 seconds in front of the midfield now.
Yeah, we've just dropped down to the midfield, which is still being led by Lorpy and Wanged. The two of them working together. Lorpy trying to keep Wanged in DRS to help him defend from the likes of Mark, Andrew and Josh Boy behind. And the early pitters that were green are slowly crawling up because they are on the fresher tyres, but with other cars. Oh, KG's pitted. KG's pitted on the end of lap 8 onto lap 9, so that's... Oh, that's going to hurt Wanged. Oh, that's going to hurt. Yeah. The problem is he's picked that up now. He won't be able to serve it until his next stop if he makes one, which he'll probably do because I believe it is a 2-stop round Silverstone. I'm not sure you can 1-stop it with the high-speed corners round here. But that's not what the Greens would want. But now, in that top 6, it is 4-on-1. Saviour's rear virtual mirror, if he has it on, is going to be completely filled with red. And that is not what he wants to see, because what he wants is to go forward and attack Armar. But because he's got all these reds behind him, he's having to defend like an absolute lion, which is allowing Armar to break away. So even though
4.5 seconds in front now.
Yeah, and Bobo, DRS, is going to have a look on the inside of Stowe, but not able to make anything of it. As, Bobo with a bit of a dummy. Looked like he was going into the pits, but carried on. Unless he was trying to make Saviour guess there. But yeah, Bobo, Mudev, Chris and Airways putting Saviour under real pressure at this stage. We have 2 more pitters. We have Mark and Popito in at the end of lap 10. Oh yeah, Scottish Maverick in as well for their first stops. GTS in as well. As Bobo had a little look on the inside of Brooklands, but backed out for a better exit. Not quite able to make anything of it. Trying to keep a very tight line through Luffield, but not able to make anything of it. But he's going to have a beautiful toe. Don't go side by side at Cops, lads. Bobo sensibly backed out of it. But Saviour goes wide and opens the door. But Saviour's not giving it in. Side by side through Brooklands. Oh, that is great racing from the pair of them. Side by side through Beckett's and through Chapel.
To get the DRS.
Yeah, and also it's very... Bobo's doing a very... Even though it's attacking, you don't realise how much this is actually helping. As that was close to the bollard for Bobo. Yikes, as Saviour, Bobo and Chris goes in, but Bobo very close to the bollard on M-Tree. It's like he left it till the last minute, but that could have been a lot worse, because if Chris were any closer, that would have been absolute catastrophe. We would have had
I can't believe that cut across there, and that was brilliant.
We would have had almost a Oliver Behrman pit entry kind of damage across that. Oof. But that leaves Armar 6.5 seconds out front. Airways moves up to 3rd because he's yet to pit. Josh Boy up to 4th now. KG, who has pitted, is now sitting P5. GTS with 3 seconds, so that's 2 reds and a green with 3 seconds. Wanged has that 10 seconds though, which will probably end up being served in his second stop. As we have a yellow flag, we've got a red off somewhere. Who's the red off at Cops? Popito 3 seconds. Yeah, I was a bit confused there because I was trying to find the car that... it's...
Who's that?
Airways. Airways is dropping...
He's got a...
he's got a puncture!
Puncher.
Yeah, puncture for Airways. I wonder why there was something going off there. So, Airways with... No, he's dropping down. He's had a Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas. Luckily, he can't get it turned because it's on that left-hand side. But luckily, he's able to get it back. But that is not what Airways wanted, a puncture. No driver wants a puncture, even if it is on the last lap as well, which Hamilton did. So that promotes everybody else up. So KG P4 now. GTS with a new fastest lap on those hard tyres. But yeah, like you say, that's cost Airways loads of time, so he's down in 18th now. But it's all the time he's lost because by the looks of it, that puncture was, I think, during that second sector, so he had quite a bit, about half the track still to go with a puncture, so it's cost him loads of time, as you say. Puts him down in 18th. Yeah. Airways is in, and he should, as Mudev is as well, so the front two in. And so is...
Mudev are both in the pits.
Yeah, so is Josh Boy, so the top three reds at this stage goes in. Josh Boy 10 seconds, that's going to be served at his next stop, if he makes one. Armour is not going to get out. KG has got the undercut on Armour and Mudev. So KG back in front, but Armour will have brand new fresh tyres.
KG's are 4 laps old.
Yeah, his tyres will be bit of a moment there. Armour getting a bit too much curb and getting a slight bit of air. Didn't do too much hindrance to the car's balance, but it's now getting those hard tyres for Armour Red fired up, whereas KG's, as you say, is about 4 laps older, but they will already be in that working window. So can Saviour do what the likes of Bobo did early on and attack a red to allow a fellow driver to pull away? So we'll stay with Saviour. He's heading towards DRS. He will have DRS on Armour. Will he be able to make anything of it into Stowe? He's too far back. So Saviour will have to stay put, but he's got Bobo in close proximity as well, and Chris is not too far behind either. And so is Mudev. He's a few seconds back as well, but he's in that fray still. Saviour 28.9. Since making his stop, he's really taken a lot out of these hard tyres. As he's going full attack around the outside. That was spectacular stuff.
I must admit, I cannot believe that, the way he came past Armour and then held it on the outside to get the inside line. That was brilliant.
Armour has DRS though, so was it futile?
Tit for tat.
Oh, they're going side by side. They're both giving each other room. Fair but hard, you gotta love it.
That's class. I'm sorry, I got to say that. That is class.
That was great stuff. Armour weaving behind, trying to make Saviour guess which way he's going to go. But now, will Saviour push on, or will... Well, he's going to push on and probably defend from Armour, but how well can Saviour park the bus is the question. Because the last thing Saviour wants to do is, yes, he's on fresh tyres. He doesn't want to be... Ooh, into Stowe. Armour on the inside, Saviour on the outside. Saviour always seems to defend it on the outside of Stowe, because heading down towards Club, you will be on the inside. So it's... You may be giving up the inside through Stowe, but then you will have the inside heading towards Club. And at the moment, Saviour's parking the bus relatively well, because the last thing he would want to do is, yes, he'll probably have a bit more pace than KG at this stage, but he would not want...
They were catching KG, but...
yeah, he does not want... Yeah, he does not want to bring those reds closer to KG. So Saviour doing a very, very good job at parking the bus. KG 4.3 seconds up the road.
Mudev past Chris Bailey, and he's slowly catching Bovo.
My guess is with I think what Chris is thinking, he's got that 3 seconds, so
Yeah, let them go.
he will not put up a fight. He'll let them go because they're on the same team. But Chris has got over 10 seconds to Wang, so Chris is comfortably net P6 at this stage, even with the 3 seconds. As Armar having another look at Saviour into Stowe. Saviour defending the outside line again. And the inside for Club this time. Saviour defends. And again, Saviour keeping the Reds behind for another lap. Saviour showing a masterclass of defending right now. He's doing the job of Fernando Alonso for KG's Esteban Ocon's.
Marcus got a 3 second.
Armar's just let Bobo go now. Armar's played clever here because he knows how racy Bobo can be. So he has let the lion out of the cage. And now it's going to be... Yeah, so now it's going to be Bobo attacking Saviour. So Armar using his ace with KG's ace. So Bobo keeping it pinned to the back of Saviour. Saviour currently saving a bit of battery because he knows he's going to need a lot of battery heading down the Hanger Straight. So he would have been saving all the way through there. Now Bobo can go into full attack mode. DRS and the outside. Swoops around the outside, and that is goes a bit deep. So Saviour tries to cut back in on the inside. He's there towards Club. He's trying to hang it. Bobo lock up, but Saviour again keeps hold of the position, and he parks it on the exit so Bobo can't get through. So Bobo now stuck behind, but he's going to have a look into... Oh, that could have been nasty if they didn't... That was good communication between the pair of them, but Bobo trying to do what Saviour did on Armar. Can he make it stick? Yes, he can.
Traction, go on.
Traction race. Bobo's got DRS as well, so he's timed that to absolute perfection. So now Bobo
touch coming off that corner then.
you gotta love it. Honestly, millimeters between each other, and I mean Steve in the YouTube chat, yeah, wow, we've had some mega driving from those in the top 6. But I'm just looking at the order as we're on lap 17. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Reds in that top 10. Bobo, Armar, Mudev, Chris, Mark and Andrew in that top 10 currently. So it's still like a very strong swing in the red favour as Armar again on the inside of Saviour. But Saviour will have the inside to Club. Bit of a lock-up. But just less space on the inside. But Saviour still keeps Armar behind as he's now going to pull over and let Mudev go. So yet again, Armar not able to make the move. Oh, is he going to let Chris go as well? Yes, he is. Yeah. He's going to drop behind Chris as well. As Andrew pits, he's gone relatively long. But yeah, Armar has let Mudev and Chris go. But since Bobo's got into second, the gap's not come down by much. It's 5.5 seconds to KG, but the tyre life is in Bobo's favour. So the question is, can KG take those tyres to the end if possible, or will he have to make another stop? But the way Bobo's not closing in that quickly, my guess is Bobo's trying to save as much of the tyre as possible to try and take it to the end on a one stop. And Saviour not close enough into Stowe, and Mudev as well, not able to make any headway. Yeah, KG's in, so this will be his last stop. So my guess it'll probably be a set of medium tyres for the team captain. And oh, it's another set of hard tyres for KG, so that'll definitely go to the end, so he'll be able to push from here. So that promotes Bobo back into the lead with Saviour second, Mudev third, Chris fourth, and KG will come out behind the battling Mark and Lorpy. So if I was Lorpy, I would move over for KG, because you don't want to hold up a fellow teammate who's especially come out on tyres. Yeah, Lorpy moves right over. So Lorpy lets KG go, and now KG can put the attack onto Mark. So the question is, how good is your defence, Mark, with KG behind you on fresh tyres? So we'll keep an eye on this.
He needs a trailer. Sorry.
Referring to that image that Mudev put in, yeah. It's, to be honest, it summed up the red team's tactic in that last bit at Hungary, as Mark doesn't even put up a fight to KG because he knows he's on fresher tyres. So Mark not putting much of a fight. His race is mainly with Lorpy. So we'll jump back to the front as Bobo still leads. Saviour, Mudev putting Saviour under a bit of pressure as we head through the loop in Aintree. Chris sitting relatively quiet in P5 with that 3 seconds. He's
still 13 seconds in front of KG at the moment.
Yeah, he'll be mainly staying within DRS of the front four to pull him along so the gap doesn't close that quickly. And also Chris will just be sitting there P5 for in case anything happens in front of him, because then he can pick the points up for the Reds if anything happens. But it's still looking like it's going to be another red evening, with most of the Reds in that top, I would say, quartet. Bobo's still keeping Saviour behind as we head on to lap 21. So we're on to lap 21 of 26, so we are into the closing laps. Chris will be watching that gap.
The top 5 are going to go to the end?
It does look it as
3
GTS.
on 10 laps, 2 on 8.
GTS and Mark are in, so they're making their final stops. But the way it's looking, the top 4 will be looking to go to the end. And to be honest, Saviour has to try and take it to the end on those tyres, especially to try and pick up as much points as he can for the greens, because you got 4 reds to 1 green in that top 5, so Saviour needs to stay with them. He needs to keep on that one stop with those in that top 5 to try and maximise what he can get for KG's team.
And KG is definitely pushing. He's 10 seconds behind him.
Yeah, he knows Chris has a 3 seconds, so he's going to be pushing like a stabbed rat to get into that 3 seconds to probably nick a position. But Chris will have it in his mind that he knows KG is on a tear to try and catch him and get in that 3 seconds. So, as I say, with Chris staying in DRS of Armagh, it's not allowing that gap to close down if Chris was in clean air. So Chris staying on the back of the train is doing what he needs to do to try and defend that 3 seconds. It is now under 12 now. with, I believe, 5 laps left, 22 of 26. So have a little check-in on Airways, who had that puncture early on. He's now currently P11. So it's the top 15 that will be scoring points. And to be honest, if Armour could, with Maka with a penalty, Airways could pick up a few extra position. So there's still plenty to pay for, especially in that midfield with those amounts of penalties.
Yeah, you've got Maka with a 3-second penalty. Ivan Denera 20, he's got 3 seconds. Josh Boyes has got 13 seconds.
Yeah, that'll be one to do with the pit lane, but I think Josh Boy will. There, Josh Boy will be carrying that to the end. So Airways could pick up a few extra places. So every second matters into these closing stages. If you've got a penalty, so it could all change by the flag. But KG still pushing on. He's got the gap to Chris down to 9.2 as we're on lap 23 of 26. As Saviour continues to soak up the pressure from Mudev. It's a bit of a stalemate in that top 5. Armour having a little look on Mudev, but knowing Armour and his and the way he thinks team-wise, he knows he will not attack Mudev. And to be honest, Chris were the same. He's not attacking Armour because they are maximising what they can, and it's a very hefty. It's going to be a hefty point score for the Reds, especially with Bobo, Mudev, Armour, and Chris in that top 5. That's if KG can't spoil the party and get within that 3 seconds of Chris, because it's 8.3 currently, down to 8.2.
Armour's gone past Mudev. Yeah,
so the switch, and as you see, Mudev didn't put any fight up.
Well, the Reds in these top 5 are looking at 60 points.
Yeah, so 60 points there, and it's the top 15 that score points, so everyone down to Wang will get points. So at the moment, the non-scorers are Nell, Scottish Maverick, GTS, Vans and Smith, so that's 2 Reds and 3 Greens, which almost kind of doesn't do any favours for the Greens. So they had a good start to the Winter Series, but now the Reds seem to be kicking it into high gear. As we'll drop down to see if we've got any battles going off in the midfield. We do have Popito all over the back of Andrew. This is for 13th and 14th. Sorry, 14th, 13th and 14th. Yeah, sorry. But Mark is keeping Andrew within DRS. So Mark playing a very good team game to help Andrew defend from Popito. So strong partnership being shown here. Mark doing everything to keep Andrew in DRS to help him keep Popito behind.
I must admit, after watching the Hungary race and watching this one up to now and that lot, the Reds have been playing a very good team game.
Yeah, it's like the Reds
are each other out brilliantly.
Yeah, it's like the Reds are in sync as Lorpe's gained a place. He's just got past Josh Boy, so that's a few more points for 3 seconds for Pepito. That's not going to help his battle with Andrew, but Mark will be carrying Andrew around for the rest of this one as Lorpe moves into P7. As Josh Boy's lost a lot of time and he's
Yeah,
now
he's
fallen
going very
behind
slow just
Maka.
now.
Yeah, there's something weird there. There's no puncture on there, so I don't know why Josh Boy's gone very slow all of a sudden, because now he's behind Maka. And yeah, Maka's pulling away now as well, but DRS for Josh Boy, so a few more point swing.
Damage or anything?
No, I can't see any damage on Josh Boy. We're on the penultimate lap, so we're going to jump to the front as we're heading down towards Stowe and Club, as I think that's GTS has just disconnected, I think, or just rejoined. So yeah, GTS is disconnected. He's just dropped behind Vans as we have a yellow flag at Cops.
I've got nothing on my screen.
There was a brief yellow as Airways has got another puncture.
Oh no. In the last lap.
At the same point as well.
And KG is on Chris.
Yes, he is. He's
well within it.
Yeah, he's 3.7, so he's just got this lap to go. He's got to get it under 3. We have a yellow flag. That'll be for Airways trying to get to the pits. But that's 2 punctures for Airways. As he's got 10 seconds as well. I think that's Airways' frustration getting those 2 punctures, because 1 puncture is frustrating, but getting 2, so something has not gone quite right for Airways. But luckily for him, it's been quite a strong performance by the Reds, as Bobo will be bringing them round. Saviour 3 seconds. Oh no!
No. Oh.
Mudev's pitted. So Bobo wins Saviour. Mudev got second by going through the pit lane. He's done a Jarno Opmeer. Is that yeah, is that allowed?
Well, it wouldn't be the first time.
Because
trying to think who it was years and years ago. They went through the pit lane.
I know Michael won a race from the pit lane when he served a penalty on the last lap, but Mudev didn't have a penalty at all. He's done what Jarno Opmeer did, and has got P2, but that... Oof.
Have you seen 4th, 5th and 6th?
Yeah, it's very, very close, and as everyone else is coming through, because that has really caught me out there with... I mean, I don't think it's against the rules, but...
It's borderline, isn't it?
It is borderline, as you say. As
it's clever.
Yeah, because like I mentioned, Jarno Opmeer did it to win a race in a league race. I don't know if it was PSGL or one of those leagues, the very high echelon leagues, but it has been done. So I don't know if that'll be looked in or let it slide. But if I were Saviour, I would be livid if I were Saviour. If I was Saviour, I'd be kicking up a fuss, because that could be a big swing in Red's favour. Well, if that's allowed to be kept.
Yeah, but I'm going to miss something, because KG got 4th.
Yeah,
Chris
KG...
ended up 5th and Armour got 6th.
So probably Armour picked up a penalty as well towards the end, probably. So we'll run through the order. There is no stewarding involved, but questionable tactics by Mudev on the last lap at the last corner. But I don't know what will be done about it. But Bobo wins, Mudev second, Saviour third, but Saviour had 3 seconds as well, so that probably nullifies it as well. KG 4th, Chris 5th, Armar 6th, Lorpig 7th, then it's Maka, Josh Boy, Mark 10th, 11th is Andrew, 12th, Wanged, Nels 13th, Popito 14th, Ivan picks up the last point in 15th, and the non-scorers are Scottish Mav, Vans, Airways, Smith and GTS, who sadly disconnected in those closing laps. So judging by the finishing positions, it is definitely in favour of the Reds going into the fourth and final round, which I believe is this Friday. Bahrain. I think it is. Yeah, around Bahrain. But yeah, we've had some, to be honest, great racing tonight from especially those in that front five, side by side, through Maggots and Beckett's, and that brilliant overtake by Saviour through Village into the loop, which Bobo then tried to emulate but wasn't able to quite get the move done. But some great racing up and down from everyone tonight. So that rounds off round 3 of 4 of the Winter Series, and it's looking like it's definitely in favour of Armagh Reds going into the last race of the off-season. So just to wrap things up, I would like to say a big thank you to you, Maverick, because first time on comms with you, so could be more down the line, so that'll be good to look forward to.
I'd like to. I just bow to your commentary skills and your knowledge, sir. That was just a prop, literally, sorry.
I mean, it was only, what was it, only your third time in the comms box, so you're still finding your feet, really, so...
Yeah. It should have been fourth, because I should have done last Wednesday, but unfortunately we lost internet at 11:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I did see the messages I did see the messages in Messenger, and...
I was worried about tonight because I got another message. At 11:39 saying there's some issues in your area. We're trying to resolve it, and I was sat there thinking, no, not another Wednesday. Please do not do this to me.
Talk about deja vu.
Oh dear! I was looking at my phone every 5 minutes, going, "Give me a message. Say it's okay. It's okay. It's okay."
But yeah. Anyway, thank you very much.
Enjoyed it, mate.
Then good thing it stayed. So yeah, thank you very much for being this one. So yeah, that's three out of 4 of the Winter Series done. So as Maverick and myself mentioned, the last round will be at Bahrain, and it's definitely advantage red. Armagh's Reds with the advantage going into round 4 over Kingsley's Greens. So that is it from myself and Maverick. Stay tuned for Friday when the 4th and final race of the Winter Series will get underway at 7 o'clock. Good night.
Good night.